City of Tucson versus a local developer.
That is the story that has evolved over the last 6 months since the Benedictine Monastery was purchased. 9 News Side's Ivan Rodriguez spoke with a developer, a neighbor, and city official to learn more about what is missing in order to find a compromise.
It's a historic building, and it should be treated with the respect that it deserves.
Sam Barron's home is directly behind the Benedictine Monastery. He says the monastery is a Tucson gem.
And it deserves to be showcased, not surrounded by huge buildings.
About 6 months ago, developer Ross Runley purchased the monastery. Since then, Rolney and his architects have vowed to not destroy the building.
He's said many times that he will not tear this building down, and I believe that. He's entitled to build around the church apartment buildings that are 40 feet high, and we don't object to that. That's what he came in and said he was going to do.
According to Rolney, his initial plan was to build a 7-story student housing apartment complex. After recommendations from the city council, he says the buildings will now have 222 apartments and be no more than 40 feet high. But there still seems to be a lack of communication between the city, developer, and neighborhood.
The developer has announced that he's going to put in student housing and build according to the existing zoning. That's fine. You know, if he wants to be the guy in this community who says, I turned that monastery into a dorm, then he can live with that legacy.
Rolney says non-student housing is still his first choice, just as the neighborhood wants. But if that plan is not approved, he also wants to retain the option to build for student tenants. Council member Steve Kosachik says he's leaving the door open for future proposals from Runley, while still insisting on making the monastery a historic landmark.
Maybe a solution can be found that works for everybody. We're certainly not naive enough to think there isn't going to be development. We just think it has to be reasonable development.
Rolney says his plan is to start submitting plans soon so construction can begin quickly. To read his entire statement, visit our website. Ivan Rodriguez, KGUN 9, on your side.